Hello, I'm Stan Beck over at the Renzo Gracie Jiu Jitsu Academy of Weston, and this is my buddy Juan Rodriguez, and today we're going to be working on the north-south choke. Now here's the reason why I want to work on this choke. It's gotten very popular, a lot of people love it. The problem is they get to the finishing part, but they just can't get the guy to tap. And it's kind of frustrating because you see people like, the greats, Marcelo Garcia finishing it with ease, or really strong people like Jeff Munson powering and finishing it up. And you can't figure out why you're not finishing it. So I was discussing this move with Renzo about a couple of weeks ago, and we kind of refined a couple of moves, and I wanted to show everyone what we came up with. So here you go. And I'm going to show it to you so you don't have to squeeze it all. Look, there's no power involved in this choke at all, okay? No squeeze. So what I'm looking for always, no matter what in a north-south choke, I got to have his chin looking up, okay? So when I end up on it, he's facing up. The second he faces into my ribs, there's no choke anymore, no matter how deep I am. So I got to make sure the chin is up. So here's the deal. The problem, and where you lose a choke most of the time, is on the initial attack. From side position, when you go, guys are throwing their arms through and trying to set in. But what happens is your hand tends to hit the mat and drag, or your forearm does. And then it's hard to get all the way as deep as you would like to get a tight choke. And then you start squeezing and finishing. To try and finish, it's not going to happen. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all that problem out. All I'm going to do is drop my armpit right over his throat. Okay? That's it. Don't worry about your arm. So I'm on side position. I see his neck is available, and I just turn on my side, dropping my ribs along his face, armpit right over the neck. My ribs are on the side of his face to prevent him from turning back in. From this position, guys, my arm is simply going to slip under his head. Bang, it's in, it's deep. Now I have to quickly move from this position here because this is the one time that I'm susceptible to being swept. So I send myself north-south as I sink myself in down. Choke is on, people. So look, from here, I can put one hand on his hip to prevent him from following me because I got to stay north-south essentially. So I'm going to stop the tail from chasing the dog by putting my hand here, or even better, put your hand on his shoulder and push. That's going to open that neck up even more. From the north-south, now I'm going to settle in. I spread my leg, I relax my legs and hips, and let all my weight fall down. I'm going to go a little past north. This is more of like a, let's call it a northeast-south choke. I just move myself a little bit over, and boom, it's on, done. No strength, no squeeze, no power. Finished the way jiu-jitsu is meant to be. Again, side position. I quickly drop my armpit over his throat and ribs on the side of his face. Boom. From here, I slip my arm under. It's on. I send myself north-south, laces down, so everything sinks heavy. Hand goes on the shoulder to push, or hand on the hip to prevent him from following me. I go now just a little bit northeast, and he taps. And let's just do it now from a slightly different angle. From here you're going to see side position. I drop my armpit over the neck. Boom. He's in. My hand slips under as I go north-south. Hand goes on the shoulder for the push. And I just move myself a little bit more. And he taps. Alright, guys? So that's north-south choke. Remember, just concentrate on getting your armpit over the throat, then you slip your arm under, keep your ribs along the side of the face so he can't look into your ribs. Move a little northeast, done. Alright? Thanks again, and this is Stan over at the Renzo Gracie Jiu Jitsu Academy of Weston.